Hello. Today I will tell you about the Pitesti experiment. On July at Pitesti, we commemorate every year the victims of the Pitesti experiment, and I will briefly tell you in which it consisted and what was the purpose of the most aggressive program of brainwashing through torture in Eastern Europe. The number of those who were subjected of these experiments was estimated between about 1,000 to 5,000 young people. Any ideology of extreme right, fascism, Nazi, communism is having as an ideal the creation of the new man. The Romanian communists attempted to create the new man following the model of Homo Sovieticus. Let me tell you how was this done. Firstly, the society elites were destroyed. Intellectuals, diplomats, priests, officers, magistrates, policemen, politicians were exterminated in communist prisons and camps in proportion to 90%. They were categorized as enemy of the people, of the working people. The wealthy farmers were labeled as enemies too and were deported to forced labor camps. So, the social elites were destroyed in the communist prisons, prisons used for exterminating detainees. But there are still exist the future potential elites, peak students. For them, Pitesti experiments was invented. Alexander Solzhenitsyn considers Pitesti experiment the most terrible barbarism of the contemporary world, and François Furet considers it as one of the most horrific experiments of dehumanization that our era has known. The most barbarous methods of tortures, continuing tortures, tortures without limits aimed to psychical and psychological destruction of detainees. I cannot tell you about these methods. I am unable to talk or to think to them, but they existed because dehumanization, wild cruelty, horror, and abject insanity met. And the place was called Pitesti Experiment, 1949-1951. When everything is possible, as Fyodor Dostoevsky wrote, the world became horrible. Mass extermination of opponents of communism through hunger, exhaustion, and humiliation continued until 1989 and did an awful work. The extermination of opponents is very the quintessence of communism in the effort of creating the new man. That new man wanted by communists was not created because that monstrous experiment in social engineering did not take into account the complexity of human nature. Neither attempted destruction of human personality through the Pitesti experiment was not reached, only fragmentary and temporary. Also, the communists did not take into account the incredible generation power of human soul. Those who survived the tension rebounded faster or slower. After 1989, those who were still alive told the truth, concealed by the Communist authority, about the means of destroying human personality in Pitesti prisons. Because the truth never dies. And never forget the suffering during communist regime in Romania.